Crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod, episode number 1500. Let's get this mofo lit, shall we? In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin, technical analysis, and also this just in. Over 80% of all the Bitcoin has not moved in the last 6 months, making a new all-time high. So massive shout out to all my long-term hodlers out there. Also, in a report today, I'm going to be sharing the British Virgin Islands court freezing Three Arrows capital assets worth over $1 billion. We're also going to be discussing Argentina's president, El Loco, Javier Milei, issuing a major deregulation measure via a new executive order. Also, breaking news, BlackRock recently upped the cash which it plans to seed as Bitcoin ETF by 100x. I'll be sharing the latest. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin reaching $1 million per coin. This isn't out of the question, according to the Fox anchor, Charles Payne. That's right. I'm also going to be sharing with you the latest from the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Keiser, warning us of the hidden dangers in the upcoming Bitcoin ETFs. That's right. BlackRock's Sinister fake Bitcoin ETF plot exposed by Max Keiser. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more in today's show. Welcome, crypto fam. What it do? Let me know if the stream is loud, clear, and smooth. I greatly appreciate that. Shout out to everyone in our live chat. David Plugs, what up, Phil? R. Herrera. If Bitcoin is doomed, so are the alts, he says. OG Backroad Crypto Bootleg, what it do, fam? Dirty Bird in the building. Appreciate you tuning in. Eric Castro, always a pleasure. Bakersfield in the building. Happy holidays, JV. That's right, it's Christmas Eve today, so happy Christmas Eve. Are y'all set for Christmas? Let me know. Hi from Canada. Welcome. Elaine T, appreciate you tuning in. Just my opinion, welcome fam. Craig the Space Bum, welcome. Leonardo, welcome. What up, Will? Three Arrows, FTX, and BlockFi settlement will be funny. How much so they own, right? Will be interesting for sure. What up, Unmatrix? What up, D Clark? Congrats on the 1,500 listen of the last few. Honey, that's right, man. Time flies. We've been here with the channel since 2018, since relocating from Florida to Puerto Rico. Then eventually we started the podcast, a daily live. The rest is history. I can't wait till episode number 3000. Where do you think the price action will be by then? Let me know. Christmas greetings from Southwest Florida. Shout out JB 2020. Appreciate you, Jack Gion. Corona Free Radio. Thanks for the love. Yeah, it's wild. Episode 1500 already. Jungie Boxy 420. Happy 420. Says loud, clear, and smooth. Love it. Congrats. I appreciate all the love, family. I'm in Korea visiting my mom, but tuned in. Thank you, Jack. Shout out to your mother. Appreciate you tuning in at 5 a.m. Are you up from last night or are you just waking up? Let me know. Bags are packed, but a dip would be nice. Right on, Jesse Oro. Dips are always great to take advantage of to stack more stats, but we've been holding above 43.5, currently 43.7. So we'll see what happens next. If we can recapture 44, break out for a new annual high of 45. Let's see. I mean, for Christ's sake, 2024 is only a week away. So you already know ETF approvals, possibly only 2 weeks away. Bitcoin halving of 2024, less than 4 months away. It's that time. Let's go. Welcome, Top Roller. Welcome, JT. I appreciate you, fam. JB rocks and Bitcoin is the answer. Amen. It's like Iverson. You know what I mean? Used to call Iverson the answer. Bitcoin is the answer as well. Hey from Jersey. What up, Jersey Bean? Appreciate you, fam. Greetings to all the THX, to JV for all of the work. Virgo cluster. I appreciate that. Stress-free. What it do? Good to see you guys. Shout out to the moderators as well. Maximus, Dankness, Coinfather, Streamlabs. I appreciate you guys always in the background doing what you do best. Abel, episode 3000. Let's go. $1 million Bitcoin price. Send it. I dig it. Pump the beat. Amen. Holland in the building. Shout out Max. Shout out Kick Ass. Appreciate you. Greg, number 19 on the like. Smash it, people. Yeah, smash those likes. We need all the support we can get. We're trying to get to 100,000 subs, and you guys smashing the like only helps with the YouTube algorithm. Get more eyeballs on the channel and on the stream. It's going to be lit. I usually stream for almost 2 hours straight, so we're just getting started. We haven't even kicked into high gear yet. I just want to acknowledge everyone for tuning into the live and being active in the chat. This is a live and interactive show, so you got to let me know where you're tuning in from, of course. We appreciate that. Thank you, guys. What up, Cryptolution in the building? What it do, playa? Good to see you. Welcome back. Good to see you guys. Yeah, lots happening right now. Let's kick into high gear, shall we? Welcome everyone new to the channel. Be sure to smash that subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. Also, be sure to smash the like button and hit that bell icon to turn on all notifications. As I mentioned, it helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm, helps get more eyeballs on the channel. And let's get this mofo lit like the Christmas tree you see on your screen. Happy Christmas Eve. I'm your host, JV. Today is December 23rd, 2023, 2 days away from Christmas, 1 week away from 2024, 2 weeks away potentially from the approval of a basket of Bitcoin ETFs. And also, we have a Bitcoin halving looming now less than 4 months out. So very exciting times. Let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. We can see Bitcoin still in the green, trading at roughly 43,900 at this current moment. We have Solana up 6%, trading at 103 bucks. Ether pull back, but still above 2,300. We also have Cardano pulling back while BNB, XRP, and AVAX are pumping and in the green. And zooming out on the monthly to get a broader perspective, we got Bitcoin now up 17% on the month, Ether up 11%. So Bitcoin is outpacing ETH. Solana's up 80%. Christ's sake, and AVAX up a whopping 120%. Insane gains overall in the crypto market. And checking out coinmarketcap.com. Let's get a refresh for the latest data. We're pumping. We're at 1.67 trillion as far as the market cap. We're roughly 48 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance 51.4%, with the Ether dominance at 16.6%. And my question for y'all, how high do you think the Bitcoin dominance is likely to climb for this bull run? Do you think we'll hit 60, 70, potentially 80%? Let me know your thoughts. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers of the past 24 hours, we got ELF leading the pack, Santa's little helper, up 17%, followed by Mina up 17%, followed by Pancake Swap, up just above 14%. Below that, we have Render, Stacks, Beam, and Immutable. Now, which altcoins are you most bullish on for this bull run? Let me know, fam, in the comments right down below. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective of the overall market, you can see massive gainers on the daily. Mina's up 19%, ELF 16%. We got RNDR 11%, Beam 10%, IMX 9.5%. Pretty impressive gains overall. And if we zoom out on the monthly, insane. This is why I feel we just had an alt season. You got many of these altcoins up multiple hundreds of percent, which is insane. Shout out to Barack Monfils Evangelista, just gifted a membership to the channel. It looks like you just blessed OG Backroad Crypto Bootleg. So congratulations on becoming a paid member of the channel and getting it gifted by Barack. Show him some love in that live chat family. We appreciate it. You can see Sats up almost 300%, Bonk up 300%, Stacks up 136%, HNT 217%, Ordi 126%, Algorand 75%, good lord, Solana 77%, ICP 99%, just massive gainers overall. You also got AVAX 115% and BTT 144%. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're currently rated as 70, greed yesterday 74, last week 67, and last month at 66 in greed. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Let me know if you guys are currently bullish for the price action closeout of 2023. Again, we're going to get a yearly candle close here in the next week, so it'll be interesting to see how high we climb. The current annual peak is 44,750 approximately over on Coinbase. Do you think we'll rip through that, break 45? Let me know your thoughts, family. Nice OG. Yes, congratulations, guys. That is awesome. We now have over 300 paid members on the channel. As of 2 days ago, I got a notification within my YouTube analytics and it said, congratulations, you just smashed 300 members to the channel. So that's a pretty big deal. I would say there's probably 200 or more of those memberships which were gifted from kind individuals like you guys out there, Barack, Casey, you know what I mean, Zero. You guys are always giving and it's amazing. Love it. Back for more Sats. Let's go. Last bull run, fear and greed racked 90 for months, says Cryptolution. Solana broke the 100 mark. It did tap it and then it dropped right below. Are we? Yeah, it's very interesting. Solana's been on a tear recently. Definitely one of the top gainers in the top. Clean Spark making me millions. Forget about it. It's a fugazi. Well, congratulations, Greg. I just love seeing people win. Now, is Clean Spark one of the Bitcoin miners? You got to clue me in here because it's been a minute. I know the miners are crushing it right now. Marathon Digital or something is up like 700% on the year. MicroStrategy's been crushing it. Anything Bitcoin related is having a fantastic 2023. So just a sign of the times of what's likely going to happen next. What up, Will? What up, Captain Banana in the building? Shout out to all the HODL gang members, the MicroStrategy members, and all the members of the channel. If you have a star next to your name, that means you're a member. So we appreciate everyone's support. Eric says, I think 50,000 by January 6th, and then announce get to 60 to 70, hitting the all-time high. Do it will go higher, or doubt it'll go higher right away, but maybe after the halving, according to Eric. Let me know if you guys agree with that sentiment. Yeah, Joe says, hello, crypto people in beautiful Puerto Rico. Hey, are you also in Puerto Rico, Mr. Joe, buddy? Let me know. Can the government confiscate self-held Bitcoin? They sure can't. Unlike gold, it's unconfiscatable. Because think of it this way. What if we all remember our 12-word or 24-word recovery seed phrase in our minds? There's nothing to confiscate. What if you lost it in a boat accident? What are you supposed to do? So no, it's not confiscatable. All they can do is try to coerce you to handing over your private keys. But at the end of the day, it's the only asset that is truly unconfiscatable. Part of the reason why it's almost 44,000 per coin in US dollars, right? Dollars can be taken from you. Gold can be taken from you. Real estate can be taken from you. Virtually any other asset can be stolen from you. That's the sad reality, but that's why we're so bullish on BTC. You know what I mean? Yeah, try. Good luck. Tax that, as Sailor once said. You know what I mean? By January 6th, are we referring to these ETFs? Do you think they're likely to get the approval? We're going to be discussing all this today. Wish y'all a prosperous future. To you as well, Jason. Hopefully you have a fantastic Christmas here. Holiday weekend, Christmas Eve being tomorrow. I guess then Monday is going to be Christmas Day this year. Waterboard on Guantanamo, says Louis H. Hi all, welcome to FT. What it do? The miners are crushing it with the high fees. They sure are, R. Herrera. My money is on the ETF approval by January 8th. Right on. So we got some people believing it's coming. They give it a 90% probability still, the ETF experts, that is. Knowing my luck, I'll get Alzheimer's. Don't say that, family. Shout out to Casey Gates. I appreciate you gifting 5 MicroStrategy paid memberships to the channel to the following people: Jason Jimenez, Subby, Joe Buttle, Beer Sandbabes, and Bo Kana. Congratulations, you've all been gifted a membership of the channel, which gives you priority commenting and shout outs whenever you comment, because I can recognize the badge next to your name with that sexy star. And every month you're a member, the color is going to switch, so we'll see who is a member for the longest. We just launched memberships less than 3 weeks ago, so pretty new. But yeah, you guys are amazing. Congratulations, y'all. 1500th episode. That's right. 1,500. Can you believe it? Zero just gifted a membership. Good Lord. Early Christmas presents. Randy, Alwis, you have just been gifted a paid membership of the channel. You can thank Zero for that. So thank you, Zero. Thank you, Casey. Thank you, Brock, and everyone gifting memberships. You guys are amazing. Respect, says Casey. Respect, family. Much love, much love. Bocana. Oh, wow. Thank you. Ain't it pretty cool? You guys gotta love it. The most generous channel on YouTube, thanks to our community. You guys make this happen. We appreciate it. Moonwalker, love the channel. Appreciate that. My card is blocked from YouTube. Oh no, Will. What are we gonna do? It happens. What up, crypto? Let's go. Let's freaking go, BTC. Shout out PHX. I appreciate y'all. Let's get it. Cheers, family. Appreciate y'all and the kind vibes. Merry Christmas, everyone. Exciting times to be alive. Congratulations, Randy, on becoming a member of the channel. I appreciate the support, family. You know what I mean? But anyways, let's kick it with our Bitcoin technical analysis. Check out some of the charts of where the Bitcoin price action is likely to go next. Here we go. Here's the latest. Bitcoin is set to wrap up the year outperforming all the major traditional assets. Are you surprised? According to data from Keiser Research, the crypto is up more than 160% thus far this year in 2023, despite tight macroeconomic conditions and headwinds of the crypto industry. Just a few companies are ahead of the Bitcoin performance, including Nvidia Corp, which has jumped 241% year to date, outpacing Bitcoin's 163% gain. Now, was there some news reports of Nancy Pelosi on this particular stock? Let me know, because I don't know too much about it, but I did see some interesting things out there on X. So here's the risk-adjusted returns Sharpe ratio. It shows you NVDA outperforming everything. And then we have Bitcoin in the orange. Below that, we got MicroStrategy. Then we have the NASDAQ. Then we have Coinbase. Then Tesla, Ethereum, the S&P, gold. Sorry, Peter Schiff, you coulda, you should have capitulated many years back. Then you have Brent and bonds. So yeah, Bitcoin clearly leading the pack minus NVDA. Now, Keiser's analysis breaks down the Bitcoin price action throughout the years into 3 stages. Bitcoin traded almost always between $25,000 and $30,000 between March and October, dropping sharply and hitting multi-year lows mid-2023. However, following BlackRock's filing for the spot Bitcoin ETF on June 15th, the crypto market price rose above 40,000, quoting the report here. So despite a somewhat boring middle of the year, Bitcoin has one of the best Sharpe ratios of any major asset this year, second only to the semiconductor giant Nvidia, whose stock more than doubled from January to May on AI excitement. Okay, so that's an AI company, which explains it, as AI has been going parabolic as well. Now, the US SEC is expected to make their final decision in early January, a couple of weeks out, on whether to allow spot trading of Bitcoin via ETFs, exchange-traded funds. Companies in line for approval include all the major Wall Street players, notably Fidelity, which has $4.5 trillion in assets under management. We got Wisdom Tree. We got ARK and 21 shares. We got Van Eck. And of course, we can't forget the big boy BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager. And it's planning to seed its product with $10 million. Keiser's analysis points to the reverse of Bitcoin's correlation with the stock market index, NASDAQ 100. So according to the company, Bitcoin has often been portrayed as a hedge against inflation compared to the digital version of gold. However, its value is predominantly influenced by macroeconomic factors, the performance of the US dollar, and stock market trends. Quick shout out to Zero. We appreciate you just gifting 5 people a paid membership of the channel. So congratulations, Paul Jones, Crypto Dad, David, Geflin, Justin Hurd, My Crypto Space UK. Merry Christmas from the fam. I mean, again, it's been lit. We have the most incredible community of all the YouTube channels. I truly believe that. And that's all thanks to you. So everyone, please thank Zero if you just got gifted with that free membership. And congratulations, everyone, for being a member of the show. I think the majority of the people in the live chat right now are members, and it pays to chat, because you never know, you may get blessed and hooked up next. But if you never participate in the chat, then there's no way to get blessed if more is given later on in the show. So just FYI, make sure to make some noise and show them some love in the live chat. And with that being shared, fam, let's get back to our TA. This trend began to reverse this year with a consistent downtrend from January to July, as Bitcoin rallied, and a reversal into late summer as it stalled under 30 Gs. Now, the most rapid decorrelation came recently as Bitcoin broke 40,000. It remains to be seen whether this decorrelation will continue as equity indexes, including the NASDAQ, continue to break all-time highs, according to this report. So there you have it, family. And checking this out, this just in, over 80% of all the Bitcoin has not moved in the past 6 months, which is a new all-time high. So massive congratulations to all my Bitcoin hodlers. Well done, family. Hodling pays dividends. For real, for real. Shout out Jeff Rhodes. I appreciate the super family. Says congrats on episode 1500. Thanks for all your hard work. Thank you, Jeff. And I appreciate you sending your very first super over our live stream. Means the world to me. Thanks for all your support, and thanks for all your gifts as well, as far as the memberships to the community. We appreciate you, family. And it's crazy. This is episode 1500. I dreamed of this day. It's finally here. So let's go. Shout out to all the hodlers. Amen. First time catching a live show. Love the show. I learned so much. Thanks. You're very welcome. Back for more. You're back for more. I appreciate that. Come back for more tomorrow. Britney Spears just bought gold. Oh no, poor child. Why would she buy gold when you can buy Bitcoin, which is superior in every aspect that you can measure it, right? We got Bitcoin. It's a hedge against deflation. It's a hedge against inflation. It's incorruptible. It is unconfiscatable. It's immutable. Did I say it's unconfiscatable? Because that alone makes it superior to every other asset we can compare it to. It's also an insurance policy, as Kathy Wood has shared, which I agree with that sentiment as well. It's insurance just in case ish happens, because guess what? Ish will continue to happen. Mark my words. Yes, smash those likes. The more likes, the better, family. We appreciate it. Get the likes up. Striving to get 1 full Bitcoin before the halving. That's a hell of a goal, Ron. I wish you a lot of success with that. You can do it. We believe in you. Shout out, JV. You're the GOAT. I appreciate that, Bean Trader C. And thank you again, Jeff, for the super. Friends don't let friends buy gold. Amen. I mean, if you want some jewelry, I understand, but come on now. You want the true asset that is the most appreciative asset in human history, not the one controlled by the JP Morgan Chase Jamie Dimons. Do you know JP Morgan Chase has been fined now over $38 billion in total for money laundering and spoofing precious metal markets? That's right, they're notorious for it. Why do you think the gold price has been stagnant at the $2,000 level for the past decade, right? Because they can just print more gold out of thin air, aka through derivatives. You already know the name of the game and how it's played. You know what I mean? Shalom and happy 1500th JV. Thanks for spreading the gospel of Bitcoin. It's my pleasure. It's my honor. Thank you, Yahim. God bless you. Appreciate you, fam. You know what I mean? Double down. Finally made it live. Appreciate you tuning in live. Hopefully it's everything you expected it to be and more. Call out again from the hot tub. Oh man, you're making me jealous living your best life in the tub, watching JV. That's how you do it. January 10th is very close. Cheers, 0. How many of you believe we're going to get that approval by the 10th? Let me know. Just hot and like so easy. Just hit it up. Pop back 2 seconds later. Help out JV. Thank you on Matrix. Buy that golden color of Bitcoin. What up, Phil D's? PJ, welcome to the show. I got my first Bitcoin in my Ledger wallet, ready to go to the moon. Shout out Ed Maximus, well done on accumulating your first Bitcoin. Well done. So many people will never be able to say that. You know what I mean? Not even half the millionaires on the planet will be able to say that. You know what I mean? So much love, much respect. Anyways, fam, let's kick off our next story of the day. Discuss the latest with Three Arrows Capital and $1 billion of their funds being frozen. This, I believe, is in the British Virgin Islands. So here's what's going on over here. Check it. Digital assets worth over $1 billion belonging to the founders of the now defunct crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital have been frozen by a court in the British Virgin Islands. And according to the firm's liquidator, Teneo, the court's decision bars co-founders Suzu and Kyle Davies, as well as the latter's wife, Kelly Chen, from transferring or liquidating the digital assets. The liquidator estimated the frozen assets to be worth $1.14 billion, while creditors are owed more than $3 billion. And since the collapse of their firm, Three Arrows Capital's co-founders have been accused of attempting to frustrate the liquidation process by firstly filing for Chapter 15 bankruptcy protection in July of 2022. The objective of the filing was reportedly to block the liquidator and creditors from seizing the firm's assets in the United States. Now, the co-founders have also faced allegations of evading subpoenas, and in June this year, the liquidator asked the court to impose a fine of $10,000 per day on the non-complying Davies. And remarking on the British Virgin Islands court freeze order, here's what the liquidator shared. The worldwide freezing order has been sought in connection with claims that are being pursued by the liquidators that allege, amongst other things, that the founders should be held responsible for causing the Three Arrows Capital position to deteriorate by an amount that is equivalent to the value of the freezing orders sought. So after the collapse of Three Arrows Capital, both Zhu and Davies went into hiding, but the former's luck ran out in September when he was arrested in Singapore and was subsequently handed a 4-month jail sentence. So there you have it. My crypto fam, how do you think this would likely impact the market now that those funds are frozen? Well, I guess they owe it all to the creditors, so hence they're taking it away from them so they can't liquidate it. But just goes to show you, if you have capital sitting on any bank, it can be easily confiscated. The only way they cannot take your crypto is if it's in a cold storage wallet, and if you refuse to hand over the private keys. So there you have it. Evolution. What up, David? 23. What it do? We front ran Wall Street. Yes, congratulations, y'all. No, they have been secretly buying for over 2 years. Well, that is true, but I bet most of you here have been front-running Wall Street because you've probably been involved for more than 2 years, right? How many of you have been around since 2018, since I launched the channel? Let me know. That was pretty lit. I got started in crypto back in 2017, just 6 years ago. Feels like yesterday, for Christ's sake. Time does fly. Be cautious using the ledger. I second that sentiment from Skins. You got to be very careful out there, as there are backdoors and there have been some hacks. So be very careful using the ledger. Finally, letting go of the ridiculous Qatar 500 billion story. Good for you. I'm not letting go. I'm doubling down. That's right. Just playing with you guys, but that's legit. You know, me reporting the news, family. That's according to Max Keiser. I shared that story. It's a good story, and we'll see what happens in 2024. Do you think Qatar will convert their sovereign wealth fund worth $500 billion? Thank you for bringing it up. Into Bitcoin. Let me know your thoughts on that. You know what I mean? Data. Be me. That be me. Oh, Thomas, what up? What up? What up, chaps? What up, Jaws Tech? Good to see you, family. The only time Wall Street has been front run, right? Typically, they front run all the plebs. This time, the Bitcoin plebs got to front run the largest asset managers in the world, including Wall Street. It's a beautiful thing. I love it. Number 1500. What up, Melda, the legend? I thought that was yesterday. No, yesterday was 1499. 1500's the milestone. So I appreciate the love and the sentiment, and thank you for all you do, Melda, and supporting the channel. And shout out to Melda. She's a Bitcoin OG. Much love and much respect. Where is the most discreet place to cash out? A paper wallet? I don't know what you mean by that. I don't think you can cash out discreetly because the regulators control the on and off ramps. So anytime you're looking to convert USD to dollars, there's going to be a record of that. For example, Coinbase, Binance, or any of the major exchanges. The only thing I can think of off the top of my head, if you're trying to be incognito and it's a smaller amount, maybe a Bitcoin ATM that doesn't require the, know your customer KYC stuff, but I'm not even sure about that. Some of the ATMs may even require that nowadays. I have no clue. If anyone has any insights, let us know. Hit that like. Thank you, Lewis. Local Bitcoins. Is that site still going? When I first got started, that was a very popular peer-to-peer website. I think it was localbitcoins.com, and you could basically trade peer-to-peer locally. I don't even think they're still in existence, but I haven't heard of them in a minute, so let me know. Hello from Brazil. Shout out Brazil. Appreciate you tuning in, Bassini. How's it going over there? I got in top back in December of 2021, DCA'd from 47 to 22 on my third Bitcoin. Patience. Well done, Paul. Love to hear that. Congrats. Do you think we're going to have a Bitcoin Christmas rally? I hope so. We had one in 2017. I hope the market reflects it this year. You know what I mean? This upcoming week, as Christmas is only a few days out, a couple of days to be exact, but we shall see. Nobody knows. If we pull back, I'll count it as a blessing from Santa and we'll buy more sats, right? If it goes up, we'll count it as a blessing from Santa and we'll be grateful we weren't sitting on the sidelines and that we have been long Bitcoin for a long time. You know what I mean? What up, Jeffrey? They all require KYC. Are you referring to the exchanges or are you referring to the ATMs? Let me know. Same here. Paul Jones says Jersey probably can fly to Argentina or El Salvador to redeem for currencies, says Derek. I still think we're 50,000 for New Year's Eve. I'd love to hit 50,000 before the end of the year entering 2024. That's a great target, Canadian, so let's send it. Wonder if we recovered funds are subject to taxation. Well, from my understanding of it, and I'm not an accountant, so you may want to check with a tax expert, but from my understanding, taxes are only required when you have a realized gain. You know what I mean? So if your crypto is still in crypto or even in a stable coin, there's no realized gain until it's converted to a fiat currency. You know what I mean? That's when you're more than likely responsible to pay some form of taxes, but you got to check with the tax code of your local, country or place that you live at to find that out. You know what I mean? But that's my understanding of it. Only when it's a realized gain. That's why people love stables, because they can trade in and out of their favorite crypto. You know what I mean? Such as Bitcoin or Ethereum, and then they just go to stables and then they buy back in, but it's never leaving the crypto ecosystem, so therefore no taxation. As soon as you make a conversion from the crypto to US dollars or to the euro or Japanese yen or the yuan, the Chinese yuan, then obviously that's taxation, and you'll probably be reported to the, authorities to show that, this person has X amount of gains. That's my understanding of it. Cash out outside the US, says Jungle Boy 420. What up? What up, Crypto Surge? Good to see you. I never use my private key to cash out, and I'm trying to learn where is the platform that even asks you to plug it in. They never ask you to plug it in. You just send your crypto from the cold storage wallet to the exchange wallet. So they're never going to say plug in your device. They should never say that. That'd be a red flag if they ever did. In Canada, selling into a stable is a tax event. Oh my God, for real? What's going on? Is it like that anywhere else? I haven't heard of that one. That's some ish. That's not cool. Unfortunately, a swap is considered a taxable event. In the US too, Jeff? Like in crypto, a swap from one token to another? How is that taxable event? That's crazy if it is. This taxation has gotten a little out of hand. We are hodling. Amen, Earl. Some of you guys may want to relocate to El Salvador, 0% capital gains tax, Bitcoin City. You may want to reconsider relocating to El Salvador or Puerto Rico, where JV is at. 0 capital gains tax as well, family. IRS is very ignorant. They try to tax you for the sale of USDT to buy crypto. What the frick? P-yow. We need an internet and a financial system that cannot be censored, no matter the borders of political opinion. Amen. Is that considered Web 3? Are we going to get that anytime soon, right? Uncensored internet? I'm all for it, all in. Same in the USA, says Jesse. Good Lord. Congrats. I'm glad I'm in Puerto Rico, eh? Yeah. Take El Salvador for a holiday, I believe it is. Also in Japan, when you swap. Wow, interesting. In Canada, you can hold Bitcoin in your tax-free savings if you have room. All tax-free in those cases. Major advantage of hodling ETF in Canada. Good to note. Mikey V, any move you make, sell or convert is tax. Jesus Christ. Now, what if it's a major loss? You can report that just as well. Most of you traders out there are probably losing and not gaining anything, right? Bait and switch, says William Swingle. Well, that's what they're doing with the ETFs right now. We're going to dive into that a little later. Merry Christmas from Lake Oconee. Thank you, Bitcoin Imagineer. Merry Christmas, family. Good to see you. Canada also has a dividend spot ETF. Oh, right on. Good to note. Decentralized internet equals ITP. Honestly, take a look. I know it's been crushing. It's one of the top gainers. Thank you, Jesse. What up, JV? West Hills, Cali. Showing some love. Shout out to California. Pop G, what it do? Gotcha. Makes sense, Smush. Right? That's why I'm moving to Puerto Rico before I cash. Well, don't work like that. Just got to keep it really quick. If you've already purchased crypto and then you, like, let's hypothetically say you purchased crypto 2 years ago, then you're like, yo, I'm going to move to Puerto Rico and then I'm going to cash out. It don't work like that. How it works is you get your decree, you know what I mean, to take advantage of here in Puerto Rico, and then it's you buying Bitcoin after you move here, or crypto in general, whatever. Then whenever you decide to cash out, 0 capital gains tax if you make this your primary location and you get your Act 60 tax decree. You know what I mean? So you can't like, hey, I bought Bitcoin back in 2011. I'm just going to relocate to Puerto Rico, cash out, and pay no taxes. Unfortunately, it don't work that way, family. I think the best you can do, you can backdate it to the beginning of the year, from my understanding, unless they changed and updated the rules. But from my understanding, you can theoretically relocate to Puerto Rico, say in December, right? You can apply for your Act 60 and it may backdate to the beginning of the year, but that's the best you can do. You're not going to backdate it several years. Unfortunately, it don't work that way from my understanding. Please check with a tax expert, but that's my understanding of how it works, just so you know. Do you need a visa to go to Puerto Rico? No. If you're a U.S. citizen, the beautiful part of it is Puerto Rico is a territory of the United States, so it doesn't require a visa. It doesn't even require a passport. You just need a license, you hop on a plane, bada boom, bada bing. So it's very easy for people already in the US. You don't need to denounce citizenship or get a new citizenship or anything like that. Come to Jersey, no tax on crypto. So you're talking about Jersey, UK? Word? Is it only in that city? I lost all my Bitcoin, I was hacked. Completely understand, Johnny Rico, welcome to the club. Got to know JV about Puerto Rico, good to know. You're welcome, you're welcome. Emilio pissed on the judge, what? Yo, ya man, the paper wallet. What can I say? Yeah, that is interesting. Just borrow against your Bitcoin. It's tax-free. There you go. Some countries will use stablecoins as legal tender for purchase. No KYC. Good to note, wisdom. Just like in El Salvador, they have USDT Tether as a legal tender as well. So actually, good point. Start making babies for deductions, right? What up, Robbie P? Shout out my favorite Bitcoin maxi musician. Good to see you, brother. Merry Christmas. Appreciate you tuning into the live. Why Bitcoins keep coming back. Jersey Bean, you pay U.S. Fed tax. In Puerto Rico, we pay 4%. To Puerto Rico, no federal tax. That is correct, Joe. So are you also in Puerto Rico, fam? Let me know. If you're a U.S. citizen and you make a profit while you're abroad, you have to pay U.S. taxes. Yeah, probably. There's no way to circumvent that. I keep asking this question about cashing out my private key because everyone's claiming to know Bitcoin doesn't know this answer. Right. You can't cash out your Bitcoin without making it a taxable event because the governments around the world control the on and off ramps. Every exchange is somehow controlled or monitored by US government and IRS type forces. So unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? You're going to have to pay taxes if you're looking to cash out. Maybe another reason to continue to hodl for the long term. In Dubai, you can buy properties, cars, and other things with crypto tax-free. That's a beautiful thing. Shout out to Dubai. Congrats, the rise in people. Fiat. I appreciate you subbing to the channel, family. But we still have so much to cover, so let's dive into our next story of the day. The chat is lit. I appreciate all the feedback. Let's discuss the latest of what's happening in in Argentina with El Loco, Javier, Milei, and Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and all that good stuff. We appreciate you tuning in during the holiday season, family. Here's the latest. President Milei has launched the first batch of measures focusing on reducing the footprint and reach of the state in Argentina, as he promised during his campaign. December 21st, Milei issued a national emergency executive order that modifies and eliminates some of the most relevant laws that regulate work, rent, product pricing, and other aspects of the Argentine citizens' lives. Now, how many of you are in Argentina right now? Let me know. The executive order titled the Decree of Necessity and Urgency basis for the reconstruction of the Argentine economy grounds its action on the economic crisis that Argentina is currently facing, arguing that the only way of overcoming this situation is to revamp the country's economy. Quoting the document here, the national state will promote and ensure the effective validity throughout the national territory of an economic system based on free decisions, adopted in an area of free competition with respect for private property and the constitutional principles of free circulation of goods, services, and work. And for this objective, the order calls for the deregulation of trade services and industry throughout the national territory, declaring all restrictions on the supply of goods and services void, and converting all state companies into limited companies, preparing them for the upcoming privatization action. Now, the 366 article emergency order is garnering immense opposition from lawmakers in the Argentine Congress, which can void it from both chambers repeal by a simple majority. Analysts and experts are already questioning the constitutionality of the changes for the existing regulatory framework, stating that they could even lead to the legal action against Milei. Now, Raul Ferreira, a law professor at Buenos Aires University, shared the following. The decree is openly unconstitutional because the legislation that is intended to be carried out with the aim of permanence has to be made by Congress. So there you have it, family. I mean, other big news in Argentina in particular, which we covered on the channel a few days ago, they said that contracts can now be settled in different currencies. It doesn't have to be the Argentine peso anymore. It could even be cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin. So will he continue to go against the state and go against the central bank? He did declare in many of his speeches that he was going to put an end to the Argentine central bank. Remember the chainsaw? I refer to that as the Central Bank Argentine Massacre. Let me know your thoughts, family. And what are your thoughts on El Loco, Javier Milei? Do you think he'll continue to follow through with what he was preaching during his campaign? Let me know your honest thoughts. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Smush no North Corizo. I don't know what that means. The spot ETF is not allowed to happen because there's less room for thievery, and Gensler and his friends doesn't want that. Right. They found a way to manipulate it, family, with fake ETFs. According to Max Keiser, that's going to be our featured story, so don't go anywhere. We're going to get to that in a bit. You make me so much. What? You're going to make so much just to pay the tax? It is crazy, taxes, family. Taxes is wild considering they can print money out of thin air. Why do they need your money? Great channel to get updates, inside info, wisdom. Thank you, wisdom. I appreciate that, family. Thank you for tuning in, supporting the show. Always a pleasure. Holly says, Sam Callahan and Alex Gladstein have a good discussion about Milei a few days ago on the Swan channel. Good to know. What was the overall insights? Are they positive for Bitcoin? Let me know. The one thing that was kind of sus is when I saw the picture of Milei with Bill Clinton. I'm like, oh no, why is he talking to Clinton like right after being elected president? I'm like, out of all the people, you got to deal with Clinton. Come on now. You know what I mean? So I was kind of sus. Yeah, wondering about the BlackRock stuff. The BlackRock stuff is very interesting. You know, BlackRock has the monopoly. Anything they want, they get. You know what I mean? All the government had to do is shut down the exchanges, and no one knows how to use a private key anyways. Wow, that's actually pretty powerful. If they did shut down the exchanges, then what's your only option? Probably an ATM. What's the alternative? I don't know of any other alternative, unless you find an individual peer-to-peer, like, yo, this individual can give you XYZ for some Bitcoin, sending it to their private wallet. You know what I mean? It is not taxable until you cash out. It actually helps Bitcoin become a means of transaction because you never cash out. That is actually a good point. It incentivizes people to continue to hodl because Bitcoin is ultimately the most perfect savings account, right? And there's penalties for cashing out your savings. You'll have to maybe potentially pay some capital gains tax. But if you just save and hodl, hey, just let that mofo go up, eventually borrow against it and avoid the taxes altogether. What are your thoughts? Peer-to-peer is the future, yo, right? That's how Bitcoin was created, for peer-to-peer. Then these governments and regulators start getting in the way, right? Crypto, debit cards, there you go. AI, there you go. I'm trolling, really, no Zero. It's just pretending like he knows, says Jeffrey Turpin. Banks won't shut it down. Not much money to be made. Well, here's the truth. They can't shut it down. If they had the power to, they would have, because it's the biggest threat to the central banking cartels. Trust. That's why you have so much FUD. You know what I mean? Jao Morgado, thanks for subbing to the channel. I shared a throwback earlier on X, earlier today. And it's basically all the mainstream FUD over the past 15 years, especially in the early days of Bitcoin. They were FUDing Bitcoin like a mofo, calling it stupid, making you seem like you're mentally ill to even consider not using the US dollar and using the alternative currency. Then you have Max and Stacy, 2011. Bitcoin's the currency of the resistance. This is the biggest story of the decade. So massive kudos to Max and Stacy for sharing the first international TV coverage of Bitcoin all the way back in 2011, back when Bitcoin was less than $10 per coin, and the mainstream wrote it off. Oh, it's a fad. It's tulip bulbs. You know what I mean? Oh, you got to be stupid to not want to use the dollar. Yeah, it's crazy. How can they have cash for your Bitcoin? Where do you send it without using an exchange? Well, that's the thing. You have to use the exchange, bro. You're trying to avoid making it a taxable event, which would clearly be illegal. So just bite the bullet and, you know what I mean? Use the exchange. It's going to be very shady. If you find an individual, hey, I'll give you cash for your Bitcoin, you may get robbed. You know what I mean? They may kidnap you. Who the frick knows? So you really can't avoid it. The only way to avoid it, hodl. So where my hodl gang at? You don't want to pay the taxes. Hodl your freaking Bitcoin, right? Because yeah, you have limited options there. They control the on-ramps and the off-ramps for a reason, because they can't control Bitcoin. You know what I mean? All they can do is control the on-ramps and off-ramps. That's how they can control how you move your Bitcoin to US dollars and vice versa. You know how the US government's the largest hodler of Bitcoin? Well, they say the government probably holds over 100,000 Bitcoin. And you know the Mt. Gox, they just got 69,000 Bitcoin as well, which Max believes BlackRock is going to be using to seed their ETF, which is another interesting, controversial story, which I'll be sharing in a bit. My question is, where do you cash out your Bitcoin if everything fails? I care nothing about taxes. Please stop mentioning taxes. Okay, that's a fair question. Well, Bitcoin will always be pristine collateral and people will always want it. So I think peer-to-peer would be the future. If the banking institutions got shut down or stopped accepting crypto for any reason and you were no longer able to use an on-ramp or off-ramp, you know what I mean? So peer-to-peer is the only thing I can think of. Does anyone have a better solution? Let us know. Paul says, how long until you think Bitcoin gets truly adopted as tender? You mean as like a world reserve currency? Potentially within the next 10 years. Every country is going to be different. Clearly, it's only a legal tender right now in El Salvador, and there's a smaller country as well, which I think they made legal tender. I forget that country off the top of my head. We have countries like Suriname in South America, who's looking to convert 1% of their central bank reserves into Bitcoin. That's talk right now. And there's many other Latin American countries looking to adopt Bitcoin. And Max says expect 3 countries to adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender in 2024. So we shall soon see. Bitcoin is never this low of a price again. Welcome, Randall. You're right. We may never see price action like this ever again. You know what I mean? I have 18,000 in Coinbase and can't buy before Christmas buys. I wish I had to pay 5 million in taxes. That means I have 8 million left. There you go. Herrera, the banks will end up giving loans on your Bitcoin. Facts, it's coming, especially when Bitcoin is recognized as an asset class, which the ETF is ultimately going to do. You know what I mean? Cumbria, Mina pumping, let's go. 43,000 Bitcoin will soon be a distant memory, amen. But anyways, fam, we still got a lot to cover, so let's discuss the latest with BlackRock and the Bitcoin ETF, which I know is on everyone's mind right now. The headline reads, BlackRock seeds 10 million in Bitcoin ETF, eyeing a smooth debut in 2024. So here we go. Recently, the hype around the spot Bitcoin ETF approval has escalated with a market frenzy, and BlackRock appears to be prioritizing a different approach. Instead of aggressive advertising, the company seems focused on ensuring a smooth and substantial launch for its ETF. As hinted in the recent filing, BlackRock updated its Bitcoin ETF app following the SEC meeting with all applicants as anticipated approval date of January 10th approaches, just a few weeks out, family. Now here's BlackRock's strategy shift. While many companies have been amplifying their campaigns, BlackRock has been subtly refining the strategy. Rather than bombarding the market with flashy ads, the firm's recent actions indicate a deep focus of ensuring the solidity of the success of its ETF. This commitment was underscored by BlackRock's decision to update its Bitcoin ETF app following a pivotal SEC meeting with all applicants, and as eagerly anticipated, the approval date of January 10th looms. And as the Bitcoin Archive pointed out here, BlackRock is seeding their Bitcoin ETF with 10 million in cash on January the 3rd, which is what, another 10 days or so out, just days before the SEC expected to give approval. And you can see here, this was originally shared by the ETF analyst James Seyfarth. I'll read it to you out loud. On October 27, 2023, the seed capital investor and affiliate of the sponsor, subject to seed shares comprising of 4,000 shares at a per share price at $25. Delivery of the October 27, 2023. Total proceeds of the trust from the sale of the seed shares will be in 2024. The seed shares were redeemed for cash, and seed capital investor purchased the baskets comprising of 400,000 shares at a per share price of $25. The total proceeds for sale of the seed creation baskets were $10 million. The trust purchased the Bitcoin with the proceeds of the seed creation basket on January 3rd, 2024. So there you have it. Now on December 22nd, a flurry of activity was witnessed as several firms, including BlackRock, Hashdex, Pando Asset, unveiling their updated presentations and amended S1 filings. And for BlackRock, the spotlight was on their app detailing the launch of their seed creation basket on January 3rd of next year. This term denotes the initial set of assets or securities traded for ETF shares during the fund's inception, a foundational step in the ETF creation process. Now, in a notable strategic move, BlackRock's revised prospectus revealed plans to seed its spot Bitcoin ETF with a whopping 10 million, which is really like 10 cents to BlackRock, but hey, this marks a monumental increase from the initial 100,000 seeding observed in October. So they're virtually 100x in their initial seed. Now, the substantial capital infusion underscores BlackRock's strategic positioning in response to the competitive market landscape, choosing substance over spectacle. Now, clarifying the approval timeline, here's the latest. There was a bit of confusion when the news circulating. Some false reports hinted the ETF approval would happen January 3rd, but Bloomberg analyst James Seyfarth clarified this is a misconception. He highlighted that BlackRock's plan to inject 10 million in seed funding on January 3rd doesn't directly signify an immediate ETF launch, although it can imply a soft launch shortly. Shout out Zero. We appreciate you gifting a paid membership of the channel. It looks like, let's see who got gifted. Dirty Bird, you've just been blessed and gifted. So please thank Zero for the membership of the channel. We appreciate it. Here you go. James Seyfarth shared. Putting this here so everyone understands that this is not a final or approval or effective document, because I can see the hype building a bit too much. Now, seeding is vital. is vital for launching an ETF. It represents the initial investment that allows the ETF to start trading in the market. This capital helps in creating the primary units of the ETF, ensuring shares are available for the investors. So while BlackRock's investment is a significant move, it sets the stage for the ETF eventual debut, marking a solid beginning in the crypto ETF sector. So there you have it. And curious, how many of you have seen the new ETF ads? Bitwise already launched 3 of them with the most interesting man in the world. Those ones are pretty lit. And then Hashdex, I think it was Hashdex, just launched one. And their focus was using the word crypto for ETF versus Bitcoin, which was quite interesting. But let me know if you saw those ads. I've shared them on X. I know a lot of people have been sharing them as well. And let me know if you've actually seen any of them on TV yet. Jeffrey, please everyone understand I love Bitcoin. I have legit questions. Questions are always welcome, so it's all good, Jeffrey. Bolivian says, hey bro, good program. I think young Laza and Fink is a very dodgy individual for now. Necessary evil, 100%. And Max has been blowing the whistle on this. BlackRock is evil. They're corrupt. They collude with regulators. They basically take advantage of the markets, and they do things which would be illegal for everyone else, but they get away with it because of their position of power. Milei selected Wall Street bankers to be in charge. One of the ministers of the economy and another one is the president of their central bank. That's not good. Toxic. Thank you for sharing. $1 million Bitcoin. Come on, daddy. Needs a new pair of shoes. I second that sentiment, Brian. Send it. The ETF are good and bad. More bad, says Randall. Wisteria, I've seen several on YouTube already. I'm only seeing the Bitwise one. Well, the Bitwise one is the best for sure. Let me know if you saw the new ones. They basically have variations of their initial one. Shout out Barack Monfils Evangelista, just gifted another 5 memberships to the channel. I mean, there's probably already 30 memberships gifted during today's stream. How lit is that? So congratulations, BTC Noob. Congrats, back for more BTC. D. Clark, Plain Sight. Jacob, you've all been blessed with a MicroStrategy membership of the channel. So please thank Barack Monfils for hooking you guys up. Good stuff. JB, do you think Bitcoin will reach its full potential in 2024 of 220,000? When you say full potential, no. Bitcoin isn't going to reach its full potential for a long time because it has so much damn potential. But if you're asking me, do you think we'll hit 220,000 in 2024? I'm a little skeptical. I think we hit the multiple 6-figure mark in 2025, but I can be wrong. You know what I mean? If the cycle is completely different this time and we peak out in 2024, it'll be unlike any of the other halvings. If history rhymes, then I'm anticipating the 6-figure multiple price action in 2025. I think a good target for 2024 would be $100,000. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we go to 200,000 next year, but using my intuition, thinking out loud, I think we hit multiple 6 figures in 2025. Let me know your thoughts, guys. I appreciate it. Monzi, what up? I appreciate the supers as well. Thank you, fam. Freddie, episode 1500. I'm drinking champagne right now. Cheers. I'm sipping on some kombucha. I'll cheers with you. Episode 1500. Cheers to the next 1500 episodes. And cheers to a new all-time high Bitcoin price. Cheers to the 2024 halving. Cheers to the spot Bitcoin ETFs. And cheers to your wealth. I appreciate it, fam. Do you think wars will be fought for Bitcoin? Absolutely. I think the wars have already began, the ETF wars, in the form of advertising. So they're all coming after the same people. They want your Bitcoin at the end of the day. But keep in mind, self-custody is superior to investing in an ETF. ETFs have advantages for big corporations and, big baskets of wealth. But for individuals, nothing's going to beat self-custody. So learn how to self-custody your crypto and keep that mofo safe. On the plane tuned in. I appreciate that, fam. Exciting times to be alive. Amen, Bart. I have about 30,000 in coins, but limited Bitcoin. What percentage would you transfer into Bitcoin and when at the latest? Excellent question. I'm all in on Bitcoin. So if you ask me, JB, what would you do? Go all in on Bitcoin. However, if you like gambling with the alts, it's up to you, family. It's just hit or miss. Some of your alts may do well. They may outperform Bitcoin. Some of them may do very awful and they may get wrecked completely and you may lose your entire investment. those are the risks you got to be willing to take. So it's up to you to do your own research and find projects you believe in with real utility and use cases and strong communities. What up, Casey? Welcome to the HODL gang. I appreciate you joining membership of the channel. Shout out to the entire HODL gang and all the members of the channel with the badge next to your name. You can see the star. I appreciate it. Same in the US, says Crypto Jim. David says as much as possible. Amen. As much as possible. I run a node. Congratulations on that. I'm here until the dollar to sat parity. Right on. Derek, ETH can be any or can't be anything. Bitcoin says there can only be one. There you go. BlackRock for the incoming, says Azah. Welcome to the show. Congrats on your 1500th episode. Congrats, brother. May another 15,000 come your way, brother. I'm so happy here celebrating with you. Well, this ain't episode 15,000. I wish. Oh my God, 15,000 days. I don't even know how many years that would be. But this is episode 1500. But close enough, brother. ETF approval, Mohammed says, will not move the price of Bitcoin. Canada already has Bitcoin ETF, and the approval did not bring. Well, you can't compare Canada to the United States because the United States financial market is so much more bigger and superior to Canada. So I wouldn't be able to compare those two family. Crypto and AI ETFs seem quite interesting these days. Right on. AI has been killing it. JV, are you truly happier since your Bitcoin success? Asked Earl. Absolutely, because I know it's unconfiscatable. Before Bitcoin, anything I had could be taken from me from multiple factors. You know what I mean? I won't even get into, but you already know. So Bitcoin allows you to sleep with peace. You know what I mean? For real. Knowing, hey, it's safe. No one can take it. You know what I mean? And especially, how do you take something that was already lost in a boat accident? So you already know. I mean, having wealth in the bank, don't trust that. If posted, my private keys right now, when would y'all even use it to cash it out? Anybody understand my question? When would you use it to cash it out? I don't understand that question. You could cash out. Well, you don't need private keys to cash out. You just basically send your crypto that's on your private wallet to the exchange. That's how you cash out. How else are you going to get the cash? That's the $1 million question, unless you do peer-to-peer. So your answer, exchange or peer-to-peer. Those are the only two options I'm aware of, minus an ATM, which is probably going to charge you maybe 8 to 12% in a fee. If you don't live in El Salvador, I think El Salvador, your ATM transactions are free. BitNoob says, you're exactly right, says L. Welcome, L. Paul, I have another transfer, a DB plan, 401k. Aren't making ish, looking for the best place to move my crypto. Right on, Paul. Brandon says 1,500 days in crypto kind of feels like 15,000. Exactly, Brandon. Congratulations to 2 for 1. You've just been gifted a MicroStrategy paid membership of the channel from Earl Harris. So show Earl some love. Oh my God, I don't even know how many memberships were already gifted on the channel, but I'm loving it. Nigeria in the building. Let's banks open accounts for crypto firms. I saw the news in Nigeria. They're now bullish on crypto. Definitely a good sign. Password dude seeds are for recovery, says Corona. If you lost your key because of a boating accident, now that would be a bummer, right? UFO Nut, welcome. Merry Christmas, family. Appreciate all the gifts, all the memberships being blessed right now. We just discussed the latest with BlackRock, our next story. Let's discuss this $1 million price prediction from Charles Payne, the guy from Fox, the anchor, who was actually interviewed by Natalie Brunell in the Coin Stories podcast. Then we'll discuss the latest with the fake Bitcoin ETFs, according to Max Keiser, and what's going on over there, which is pretty interesting. So here's the latest. With Bitcoin reaching $1 million not being out of the question, according to the Fox anchor. Fox business anchor Charles Payne is a Bitcoin investor, and he sees the price of one coin potentially soaring to $1 million. Yeah, damn straight. In a newly published interview, which we did a react session to on Rumble a couple of days back, just FYI, the financial program host weighed in on the pros and cons of investing in stocks versus Bitcoin and explains why he thinks the government may conspire to capture it. That's right. In a Thursday episode of the Coin Stories pod, shout out to Natalie Brunell, Payne argued that the stocks, unlike Bitcoin, give the shareholders exposure to a great business and lets them partake in building the capitalist system that upholds the United States. Bitcoin, however, has a greater upside. It could potentially go to $1 million per coin, he shared, quoting him here, but also it has the ability to revolutionize what has become overbearing government intervention, government interference. He continued, Preach. Payne claimed that such government interference may invite state backlash, with politicians attempting to usurp the crypto movement with central bank digital currencies, which we all know is coming down the pipeline. It was written. Now, such currencies act like fiat, but in the digital form, directly issued and controlled by a central bank, and are often promoted by Bitcoin's harshest critics. That's right. Of course, if you're anti-Bitcoin, you're going to be pro-CBDC because you're an enemy of Bitcoin. And what's the escape valve from the CBDCs? Clearly, it's Bitcoin. Now, so far, Western nations appear generally opposed to CBDCs due to privacy concerns and a lack of trust of the central bank. Now, yeah, you got to be literally insane if you trust central banks, fam. Should citizens reject it, Payne fears the state may force them to use it. Well, precisely what they're going to do. Quoting him here, I want to see Bitcoin prevail, and I think eventually that it will. It's got universal potential to change the world and lift so many boats that really are in a hopeless situation right now. Amen. Now, Payne's prediction is shared by the likes of BitMEX CEO Arthur Hayes, who claimed in an October post that hyperinflation could push the Bitcoin price to $1 million per coin within the next 3 years, which would mean by the year 2026. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that sentiment. We also have Mr. Samson Mao says we can potentially see $1 million Bitcoin price in 2024 off the back of the ETF approvals. Let me know your thoughts on that prediction as well. Now let's discuss banning Bitcoin. Can it ever happen? Well, the anchor first heard about Bitcoin back in 2013, so kudos to him, but he was hesitant to enter the market since he wasn't sure how its supply was guaranteed to be fixed at 21 million coins. The asset's fixed supply is frequently touted as an advantage over printable fiat currencies, which Payne said affords governments powers that don't wish to forfeit. Now, earlier in the month, we had Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, recommending to Congress the Bitcoin and other cryptos should be banned entirely. And then, of course, Senator Elizabeth Warren since pitched legislation that would make crypto app developers such as bank-like anti-money laundering requirements, which critics are calling an effective ban on Bitcoin. So they're shaking in their boots. They're scared. Definitely a good sign for us because they want basically you not to have Bitcoin because they can't control it. And if they can't control it, clearly they don't want you to have it. Now, shout out to Natalie Brunell. She made this post, the one and only. Charles Payne joined me on the show this week. We talked about his family building the American dream, the journey and sacrifices and going from poverty to wealth, lessons on investing in stocks, his big TV break. It is stocks versus Bitcoin or stocks and Bitcoin and choosing hope over apathy and anger. Charles Payne is all about staying grounded, telling the truth, and stopping the excuses. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with his sentiment and his prediction. The Bitcoin is destined for $1 million per coin. Never post your private keys. Don't ever give them out to anybody. Yeah, so as fast as you post your private keys is as fast as you'll be hacked, and those private keys will be activated on another wallet and you'll lose all your crypto. That's a fact. Jeffrey, DYOR, don't give out your private keys. That's right. Did someone just give out their private keys? Everyone's warning. I didn't see what happened when I was reading the story. Let me scroll up. Yeah, I get it. Cold storage for life, all that. Please answer what site actually asks for your private key to cash out. No site, only scam sites. If a site asks for your private key, it's not a real site, it's a scam. You would never give your private key to any human being. So yeah, don't ever do that. CBDC, XRP, all programmable, same, right on. And it's not a good look when you got programmable digital fiat. Let me just say that, because they'll issue it to you at an expiration date. Your digital fiat will be like, yo, if you don't spend this within the next 365 days, it expires and goes to zero. Yeah, isn't 2026 bear market, JB? I believe 1 million is in 2030. Well, if history rhymes, then 2024 and 2025, year of the bull, 2026, 2027, year of the bear, and then we'll return with year of the bull in 2028, year of the halving. So we have a halving next year, then 4 years later, 2028 is the following halving. That's why I like Tangent Option. That is a hard-coded into the chip, says BTC Noob. Never share your keys, says Jaws. Rob, they can try to FUD so they can get their funds to cash. So when you buy, where are all the bears? Hibernating, fam. They're no longer here, thank God. Thanks, bro, for the membership. Shout out D. Clark. Much love. Earl says, Payne is cool people, wishing him the best. Yeah, I enjoy him. He always has positive things to say about Bitcoin, and he's a Fox anchor, so that's kind of rare in the mainstream. So respect to Charles Payne for being a Bitcoiner and being interviewed by Natalie Brunell and all that good stuff. Hopefully inflation doesn't eat away our $1 million price target, right, Chris? We sure hope it don't. Buy a lawnmower with CBDC and sell it for BTC. Simple. A lawnmower. Interesting. All good, my friends. What up, Max? Maximus? What it do? Good stuff. Crypto Grandma, your private key allows you to approve a swap or sell. It has never been sent anywhere, or it's not to be sent anywhere. That's true. You would never have to send your private key anywhere. You only need it in case you lost your device, and that's how you back it up through your private key. You can buy a new device, and then you could basically download your crypto into the new device. Let me know if that makes sense, family. What up, Jay Heard? You heard? What up, Crypto Surge? What up? Yeah, the bears are getting nuked 100%. Are there any still bearish YouTubers? I stopped watching them and I stopped reading their stories and reporting any of their analysis. Years ago, I used to actually cover a lot of the perma bears because I didn't know who was who. But then I realized we're in a bull market now and they're still bearish. I'm like scratching my head. I'm like, I don't get it. So I just stopped covering them altogether. If there were 12 words, I'd buy a Trezor, use the keys, open your account to the new Trezor, hit the send to the wallet. There you go. JV, salute. Thank you, Maximus. Agree, Charles Payne is the man. Yeah, amen. We need more Charles Paynes on the mainstream. JV, other than yourself, who are your favorite crypto YouTubers? Good question. Cryptos Are Us is a good YouTuber. I like him. I mean, Max and Stacy are my favorite all-time financial experts via the Keiser report. I would watch that show all the time, and it helped transform my life from a financial landscape and understanding markets and corruption and things like that. So the GOATs, Max and Stacy, you know what I mean? Other good YouTubers, British Hodl is a good YouTuber. Definitely good people. I mean, Altcoin Daily, we know has the largest YouTube channel in crypto. I think multiple million subscribers. That's about it. I honestly don't really watch anyone else because I'm so busy doing my own channel. But those are all great people that you can check out with good channels and good content. I am bearish on the US dollar, says Michael. Word up. If the ETF goes through and we got the 100,000 or more, where does Bitcoin come back down to after it levels off? Predictions. Wow. I don't know if we see a 90% drawdown this time. It may be a lot less, but who really knows? That's a great question for up for a lot of speculation here. 50,000 by the end of the year. Send it, Bitcoin. Noob, let's go. Melda, CoinIQ is pretty awesome too. Yes, of course. Shout out to our moderator, CoinIQ, one of my favorite channels for sure when it comes to crypto education. Show him some love. He's on YouTube and Rumble now. And shout out to Dankness. He's the man. I watched the twins too. Oh, good stuff. PJ. You're talking about the altcoin daily twins? Never was I going to share a private key, though, to know what to do with it, obviously, says Jeffrey. Charles Robinson says, George, we are all George, right? I saw George built a dope indoor basketball court in his crib. Got me a little jealous. I'm like, ooh, that's nice. Wish I could be balling in my own home. Yeah. People that are scared to buy now will ask next year, who do you think will ever go back to 43, right? 100%. Hey, Yogi, there is no more panic baskets. Time to hibernate, boo-boo. Oh, snap. Yogi Bear. The wonderful thing about Tiggers. Tigger, the wonderful thing. Stuck in my head since a kid. Hey, JV. Hey, Zero. I've been watching and learning with JV's pod. Love this guy. So spot on. May I be gifted a membership too? Thank you. I think it's completely random. I don't even think people get to choose. I think once they gift it, it just selects randomly 5 or 10 people, depending upon how many is being gifted. So as long as you're active in the chat, you have a very strong chance of being gifted a membership. Because I think today already, there's probably at least 20, maybe 30 memberships which are already gifted. So just continue tuning in. And more than likely, eventually you'll be gifted. Or if not, just become a member. You can become a HODL Gang member. I think it's only $2.99 a month. Help support the show so I can continue creating the best content on a daily basis. I am here. We're all JV. I am JV. Amen. Love to hear that. But anyways, fam, one more comment I'll read out loud, and then we're going to go into our feature story of the day. Maximus says, Max, Stacy, George, Cryptos R Us, British HODL, Plan B, James Invest Answers. Yes, all great. I recommend all of them. They're all great content creators. So thank you, Maximus. So with that being shared, Now let's dive into our featured story of the day, discuss the latest from the one and only high priest of Bitcoin, Max Keiser, warning of the hidden dangers in the upcoming Bitcoin ETFs. BlackRock's Sinister fake Bitcoin ETF plot exposed by the high priest himself, Max Keiser. The headline reads right here, Max warns of the hidden dangers of the upcoming Bitcoin ETFs, but I want to start with his actually thread that sparked this whole conversation. He wrote this on December 20th at 9 p.m. In 40 years of finance, I have never seen such coordination and cooperation by so many financial institutions working hand in glove with the regulators and politicians as I'm seeing with the coming wave of the Bitcoin ETFs. I think we may be in for an unwelcomed surprise. Now he adds a little content surrounding this. Seems like all these Bitcoin ETFs have agreed to cash in, cash out. Investors will track the price but have no claim on actual BTC. It's a fiat money version of Bitcoin. Simultaneously, Washington is apparently looking to ban self-custody. If this is true, it's exceptional due to the size of the highly coordinated bait and switch by Wall Street and Washington. The best way to beat this is to move to Bitcoin country, El Salvador. So this was off the back of the news that Swan Media is sharing here. Just in, firms are anticipating a decision from the SEC on Bitcoin spot ETFs shortly after January 8th. They are optimistic about approval, but with a caveat. Unlike the typical ETFs, this Bitcoin spot ETF would require shares to be purchased exclusively with cash. This requirement stems from the SEC's concerns about ETFs potentially being used for money laundering. A detailed report on this development is expected soon. And Max added to this thread right here, the timing of this is also interesting. A conspiracy theorist might say these 69,370 BTC are now a key part of the collateral backing these ETF rollouts. He's referring to the Bitcoin from Silk Road, which got basically forfeited by the US government. Now, the government and their proxies get the benefit of the price appreciation on their actual Bitcoin as billions flow into the new fake Bitcoin ETFs. And this was on the back of the news by Gaber Gerbax. U.S. Appeals Court approved the forfeiture of 69,370 BTC from the Silk Road case. People are speculating if and when the U.S. government would sell the coins. I wonder why one that can just print money would sell hard assets. Just a thought. Now, I also think the same way. I think they're most likely going to hold on to these. Will they give them to BlackRock? Like, what's really going on behind closed doors? You got to be able to read between the lines. So Max continued the next day and added this context. GBTC has approximately 600,000 Bitcoin, making them the largest Bitcoin hodler in the world. I have read they had 620,000. I've shared this many times on the show. Now, the deal with the government to get ETF approval via the SEC chairman, Mr. Gensler, and remember Barry, referring to Barry Silbert, the head over there of GBTC/Genesis, has been caught engaging in accounting irregularities. So needs a friend in the Department of Justice. Is it to make those Bitcoin easily available to the government in certain circumstances, like an economic emergency? That is 100 already baked into the cake. So he's calling it out right there that they're colluding and doing some sort of shenanigans behind closed doors. And then he added here, this is highly unusual, supports my theory. We'll find out soon enough. And this was breaking news. The SEC is holding a rare conference called today with all the spot Bitcoin ETF applicants, according to Fox Business. I mean, the BlackRock's, ARK Invest, Fidelity, and of course, the SEC. So what are they really talking about? And then he mentions here, this is unprecedented breaking news, holding this conference with all the major asset managers. And interesting that it all has to be cash in, cash out. Hence why he's calling it fake BTC. Now, he also shares some other interesting news. Good news. We're looking into a Bitcoin ETF to list here in El Salvador. Let's freaking go. That'll allow Bitcoin in and Bitcoin out. I think this is what we were all anticipating initially now. This will be a unique product in the world. All 13 of the Bitcoin ETFs waiting for the listing in the United States are cash in, cash out, just fiat versions of Bitcoin. So there you have it. Now, if El Salvador launched their own spot ETF that allowed Bitcoin in and Bitcoin out, clearly would be a superior product to all of the ETFs in the United States. We also have news that Hong Kong is now entertaining applications for ETF as well from applicants. This is more competition and game theory playing out in real time. So shout out to Hong Kong as well. So we may get ETFs in Hong Kong, ETFs in El Salvador, and then of course here in the United States. And also there's talk in the Middle East, places like Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi and Dubai potentially launching ETFs as well. Now, Max added some more context. Another way to get exposure to El Salvador's incredible growth story, getting great feedback with a plan to take the El Salvador Stock Exchange public in 2024 via the Bitfinex securities here in El Salvador. Another major development. We're also looking to list a real Bitcoin ETF with Bitcoin in and Bitcoin out as well, not like these fake ETFs like BlackRock. Now, we all know Bitcoin is the ARC, and El Salvador is the place to be, especially with this Bitcoin adoption and Bitcoin City and Bitcoin being a legal tender. Now, Max also shared breaking the holiday season, El Salvador achieves a milestone. More people are fleeing America and migrating to El Salvador. Reverse migration is picking up speed. The Bitcoin ETF will be a real Bitcoin, not the fake Bitcoin like BlackRock. So he's ultimately blowing the whistle. He don't like what is happening, and they're offering a solution and doing something about it. So more power to them in El Salvador. He also shared here, I got asked to do a Bitcoin ETF ad for a European outfit for like 500,000 euros, but they also do ish coins. So I said no. He also shared here, the US needs Bitcoin as a strategic reserve in the name of national security. I was the first to write about this years before Jason Lowery. I coined both hash wars and hash race. So shout out to the high priest. He also just shared, as predicted, El Salvador will be the fastest growing economy in the world, and we're not using leverage. We're eliminating crime, violence, corruption, and bureaucratic waste, and unleashing economic freedom and the force multiplier, Bitcoin. That was off the back of the news that Stacy shared. The economy grew 3.6% in the third quarter. El Salvador rocket ship to the moon. El Salvador keeps winning 5 more years. Oh, that's right, because isn't the presidency in El Salvador, instead of 4 years like the US, I believe it's 5 years. So if Bukele gets reelected, it's going to be lit. And you already know the people are supporting him. So I can't wait to hear the good news personally. Now let's dive a little deeper into the story here with this headline and share the latest. Prominent Bitcoin advocate and financial analyst Max Keiser, the high priest, raised significant concerns about the upcoming Bitcoin spot ETF. His warnings come amidst the financial community's heightened anticipation for these ETFs, which are expected to bring new level of mainstream adoption to Bitcoin. And according to Max, these financial instruments may not be what they appear to be at first glance. The US SEC is set to approve Bitcoin spot ETFs as early as January. Let me know if you feel we'll get that approval by the 10th. This move has also been long awaited by many in the space as a positive step towards integrating Bitcoin into traditional finance. However, Keiser's insights suggest a different narrative. As I mentioned earlier, it seems like all these Bitcoin ETFs have agreed to cash in, cash out, which is now official. Investors will track the price but have no claim on the actual Bitcoin, a fiat money of Bitcoin version. Simultaneously, Washington is apparently looking to ban self-custody. Not a good look, but they'll never ban self-custody. They can try, so good luck with that, fam. Not going to happen, in my opinion. Keiser, leveraging his extensive experience in the financial sector, warns that integrating Bitcoin into ETFs might not be entirely beneficial for the crypto industry. His concerns stem from observing what he describes as unprecedented coordination amongst financial institutions. He said he's never seen anything like this in 40 years. And we know he was an insider at Wall Street, so he has the background. He understands what's actually happening. Keiser's central argument is that these ETFs are set up for cash in, cash out transactions, meaning investors will be exposed to the Bitcoin price movements without actually holding any Bitcoin. This approach could potentially create a fiat money version of Bitcoin, which you don't want that. We want the real thing, detaching the value from the ETFs from the real world utility and principles of Bitcoin itself. Additionally, there are rumors that Washington may be looking to restrict, well, we know it's not a rumor. We know the bill from Senator Warren is actually trying to do that. They're trying to ban self-custody alongside the approval of these ETFs. Now let's discuss El Salvador as a Bitcoin haven. In response to the developments, Max advises a radical approach. Relocate to El Salvador, which has embraced Bitcoin as legal tender. There's only one Bitcoin country, fam. His suggestion underlines the contrast between El Salvador's open embrace of Bitcoin and what he perceives as the manipulative tactics of Wall Street and Washington. He also highlights significant financial move towards El Salvador, which he currently has 153 people who pay $1 million donation so they can get their citizenship. He's also shared a hack if you're looking to relocate to El Salvador, you can do so for as little as $90 a year. Reach out to Max Keiser on X if you're interested in that, because he's like an ambassador trying to get as many people to relocate from the US to El Salvador. And adding to the intrigue, Gerber Gabax, as we mentioned earlier, took note of the government's recent forfeiture of the 69,000 Bitcoin confiscated from Silk Road. Keiser speculates these confiscated Bitcoin may be used as collateral for the new ETFs, which would benefit the government and proxies through the price appreciation of the actual Bitcoin. And at this time, investors pour billions into the so-called fake Bitcoin ETFs. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Let me know your thoughts on this breaking story. And now let's check out some of the comments and dive into our live Q&A session. I know we've been going a little extra long today. There's just a lot to share. Cheers, family. This is episode number 1500. So we're celebrating today. And after the stream ends on YouTube, we shall continue with the after party on Rumble, the exclusive place to hear JV rant uncensored. I appreciate the support, family. I'm going to drink some kombucha. My throat's a little dry here. Shout out Derek Arsenal, Jeff, interesting. The only practical, secure, accepted practice for utilizing a private key is importing into a dedicated software wallet. True, 100% on that. Cash in, cash out is fine. The ETF still has to hold actual Bitcoin, says Barack. And the new president of El Salvador, Max. Agree. We need Max. Imagine him president of the United States. Whoa. Rumble is the ish. Amen. Everyone's loving the Rumble because you guys appreciate uncensored version of the show. That's exclusive on Rumble because there's, certain things I can't even talk about on YouTube because they're gatekeepers of certain topics. And the bigger your influence grows, the more you have to watch out what you say. In the beginning, when no one is following you and you have no subs, you can really say anything you want. You have freedom of speech. The bigger your following grows, trust, there is no freedom of speech. They will terminate you and cancel you so fast if you say things against their, agenda. So that's why we have a Rumble account, and that's why we stream on Rumble each and every day when the YouTube stream ends. Just FYI, make sure you're following me on Rumble. Justin, what'd it do? Let me hold the Bitcoin. I'll give it back on Friday. FTX was just like, they could money launder the money and send to the Ukraine, and that was sent back to FTX. It's crazy what they're doing, 100% on that. FTX was shady for sure. With all these ETFs coming, is there enough Bitcoin? No, but that's a beautiful thing. That's why the price is going to skyrocket. What up, Jay Des? I appreciate you subbing to the #1 daily pod fam. Casey, yes, we go deep on the Rumble stream. You already know. We're going to be doing a JB React session to the latest from Pompliano. He was just on the mainstream news, sharing his insights with Bitcoin. It's pretty good. We're going to be watching that together here shortly. Keiser Candle for sure if he became president. The ETFs will make the fund companies rich and all the expense to the investors. The investors will make money, but near as much as they actually bought Bitcoin rather than the ETF. Amen. Congrats on 1500, man. Thank you, Light. I appreciate that. They won't really one-to-one back with Bitcoin if it's cash out, says David. Exactly. I think it leaves them room to manipulate, and I think that's the problem. So that's what I'm thinking as well, and I think that's what Max is trying to tell us, in my humble opinion, right? The same way they use derivatives. Maybe for every 1 Bitcoin, just hypothetically speaking, maybe there can be 50 on paper for just one that exists that they're actually holding on to. Who knows? It kind of just sounds like a shady way to not have a spot and seems more operational as a futures ETF is what it seems like. What do you guys think? Pump it up. Let's go. Justin, he lost it on the boating accident. Shucks. What would Goofy say? Shucks. Lost it. The BlackRock ETF pool of Bitcoin that backs the ETF will be huge. You know that. That's all you need to know. What up, Jay? In the long run, I think ETFs will be bad for the Bitcoin community. Yeah, it's not initially what we thought it was, is what it seems. Average investor probably won't know the difference. But again, this is for the big money anyways, not for the plebs. Again, self-custody is the most superior way to hold your Bitcoin, not your keys, not your coins. Meaning, if you don't hold the private keys and the ETF asset management firm is holding it, maybe through the Coinbase custodying it, it's not yours. You know what I mean? They have possession of it, and then on paper, it's yours, but you don't really hold it. You know what I mean? They will manipulate it just like they did gold, but imagine the Bitcoin market cap at 6 trillion or more. I can. That's actually a solid target, right? We got the Bitcoin market cap currently just shy of $1 trillion. So if Bitcoin hit a 6 trillion market cap, that's 6x the money just in Bitcoin alone. You know what I mean? And you run the math, 6x from here, let's just say we're 50 grand. We're getting close to 300,000 per coin. And if you run the math from 50 G's, you know how do you get to $1 million? You get 20x from 50,000, right? 50,000 times 20 is $1 million. And 20x is really just 10x times 2. You want to simplify things. This cycle, we have the potential to 10x. Some people are saying it's not going to happen. We're lucky if we 2x. Nah, I don't think we 2x this cycle. I think this is going to be a super cycle. I can see us, you know what I mean? No guarantee of it, but I can see 3, 4, 5x easy from the all-time high. And the all-time high is almost 70,000. So what's 70,000? Just 2x of a 70,000 is like, whoa, was that 140,000? Then we add another x to make it 3x. We're talking like 200. Good Lord, it starts to get ridiculous. I need one Bitcoin, always. They will, however, bring Bitcoin to the same market cap of gold. That's right. What's the gold market cap right now? 10, 11 trillion? It's a given. Bitcoin will be held by the large corporations, countries, and fund companies, not to be available for the average person to buy directly. That is not what Bitcoin was designed to be. Precisely, Jeff, and that's why Max is blowing the whistle. Exactly. Precise. BR can fork Bitcoin, BlackRock, but all they want, Bitcoin has permissionless full nodes through the BlackRock fork will fail. I hope you're right, bro, says Sid Ortega. All-time high adjusted for inflation, 77 Gs. We will 15x that. Send it, let's get it. 15x sounds pretty sexy right now. If you're new to the channel, please, family, be sure to smash the like and subscribe. This is the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. This is episode number 1500. Kind of a big deal. I don't know how many Bitcoin podcasters can say, yo, episode 1500. Is there anyone else? Let me know. Be happy to be early. HODL, DCA, amen. ETF will be backed by Bitcoin. Mohammed, Vitalik's mom coin is ripping. Does he really have a coin for his mom? All right, sweet. I'm on the Discord. Right on, Jeffrey. BlackRock is heavily invested in Bitcoin mining. That's right. They love it. They just want more of the share. Of course, of course, of course. Oh my God, literally that YouTube live stream about whatever you invest in Bitcoin, you will immediately be doubled and deposited back to you is running as we speak. It's wild. Not only that, I actually typed in Bitcoin on YouTube earlier before I went live just to see what was going. There was 3 streams going at the same time of the same Bitcoin scam, and they're using my thumbnails that I've created from a previous episode to run their scam. I'm like, no way, they're using my thumbnail I created? You know what I mean? And it had a picture of Michael Saylor, and YouTube just lets that go on? Like, what? It's crazy. And you know it's a scam because it says like, you know, scan the QR code and it will probably tell you whatever you invest will send you double. It's the most common crypto scam. It has existed since I got into crypto in 2017 and it's notorious on YouTube. I don't know how their streams get more than the actual real streams like I'm doing right now. Like they had 10,000 people on the stream and it's a scam. And I'm like, how do they even do that? Crazy. And thank you, Justin, for subscribing. And all they're doing is playing an interview of Michael Saylor, and then you think he's really behind this giveaway. No, there's no giveaways. Trust. Even if you're Michael Saylor, you're not giving away free Bitcoin. Nobody gives away Bitcoin, right? It's 100% a scam. Always will be a scam. Never send crypto to any random person on YouTube or on social media for that sake, or any individual. You know what I mean? Because it's more than likely going to be a scam, like 110% of the time. So be careful out there. You know what I mean? For real, don't scam that trash. Yeah, it's crazy. JV is on it. Thank you, Sat. Appreciate it. They have balls. They sure do. And I think they know how to create so many multiple channels that they probably get shut down. They have a new one back up in minutes. What up, Jason Root? I appreciate you subbing to the channel family. They're live now. Isn't that crazy? So you got to report them. You would think if enough people report them, they get blocked and YouTube cuts them off. But it makes you wonder, YouTube, like what's going on, guys? Congrats on episode 1500, wild number. Thank you, Robbie P. I appreciate all your support, brother. You're the man. Yeah, Bitcoin is the resilient regardless of the circumstances. Amen. Shout out, long live the king. Don't listen. Oh, tomorrow, we're not going to be doing same time. Tomorrow, we're going to be earlier because it's Christmas Eve. So I have my daughter late afternoon, and I have her on Christmas Day as well. And I'm not working when I have her. So FYI, before I pick her up, we're going to do the stream. So it's going to be early. I don't even know the exact time, but it'll probably be like 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. Eastern, in that ballpark. So it's not going to be 3 p.m. So we're going to be extra early on Christmas Eve because I know you guys are going to be with the fam as well to celebrate. But the show must go on. Episode number 1501 tomorrow. Amanda Williams, thank you for subbing to #1 Daily Bitcoin Pod. Appreciate you. Zero, thank you for that super show today. Thanks, fam. Peace, love, much love. Long live the king. Appreciate y'all. And then Christmas Day, we're probably going to be late evening. Because in the day I'm with my family, I don't want to work when I'm with my fam. But in the evening, we're going to be doing a special time Christmas celebration bash. That's going to be pod episode number 1502. It'll be lit, but it's going to be late night. So it'll be a late night stream, just FYI. So Christmas Eve, very early stream. Christmas Day, very late stream. So please make note of it. Isn't that great? ScrewTube will shut you down, but you can't figure out how to simply block the scammers? Precisely. Apparently, the scammers are smarter than the algorithm. Celebrate with the fam. Amen. Down with the paperarchy, right? All right, guys, here's what we're going to do. We're going to end the stream on YouTube, but the uncensored version shall continue on Rumble. We're live on Rumble right now. If you don't know, we stream live on Rumble and YouTube at the same time each and every day. Shout out, Earl. We appreciate it. A little bit for your beautiful daughter. Thank you so much, family. She's going to be ecstatic to hear that. Thanks for wishing her a Merry Christmas and sending some, your support her ways. Much love, much respect. But what we're going to do is end the YouTube stream. We're going to continue on Rumble. Right now, uncensored version of Crypto News Alerts. Make sure you're following me on Rumble. I greatly appreciate it. Let's get this mofo lit. This is pod episode number 1500, for Christ's sake. Head on over to Rumble right now. It's been lit. YouTube, always a pleasure. I'll be back on YouTube this evening, actually at 9 p.m. Eastern. We have the edited version of the show, which will be premiering at 9. I look forward to seeing you then. But let's all head on over to Rumble right now for JV Reacts and the uncensored version of the show. Let's go.